I'm on the train. Blessings on blessings, you call me blessings. These my blessings can now be touching. I know my level, my man, don't stress me. The puppy bless me, so I'm here to party. I want war, yellow zombie. I want box with a pro, yellow zombie. Batting up, bring a yellow zombie. I got a party, people dancing, yellow zombie. Sanko, me, I want to do it like Paco. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. I said nobody, I won't party. I want you to go down low. I want you to find it slow. Mama, you rock the show. I'm ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna check it. See, I see no time for check. Man, I want you to dance like you ready, don't care. And do the dance for the zombie set. It's me and you, mama, no more stress. I want to dance, I feel myself. I want war, yellow zombie. I want body, a pro, yellow zombie. Batting up, bring a yellow zombie. Got a party, people dancing, yellow zombie.
When Uncle D show face, all the children want a photo. Yeah, that do or die when they shake it come around. You know, when I will bless me, they papa bless me. Yes, why bless me? You cannot stop me. Your money can never go low. You say they high, but no heaven low. Papa, your man on papa. Ragaza, no removing the star. I bless you, first go up the transformer. My blessing full of respect, oh.
I want war, yellow zombie. I want body, a pro, yellow zombie. Batting up, bring a yellow zombie. I got a party, people dancing, yellow zombie. I said nobody, I won't party. I want you to go down low. I want you to wind it slow. Mama, to rock the show. Ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna wait, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. Wait, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the
paper. Yes, beats.
Above, able, she's so. Money finit go, your 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 money finit go. Your money finit go, your money finit go. Oh yeah, Mliakwe Mumbayo. Mliakwe Mumbayo. Okay, Mliakwe Munjayo. Mliakwe Munjayo. Ay, Baba la mufoya, la Guerrero. Baba la mufoya. La rapeo, la mola mufoya. La Guerrero, la mola mufoya. La rapeo, the Baba people coming, we'll catch you. Baba people coming, we'll catch you. Nobody like you, like I. feeling like you, like I do. Better days ahead, you enjoy. Better days ahead, you enjoy. Find your proof. Money finit Congo. Money finit Congo. Money finit Congo. Your money finit Congo. Your money finit Congo. Your money finit Congo. La guerre, papa la moufoya. La rapé, la mola moufoya. La guerre, la mola moufoya. La rapé, the baba people coming. We'll catch you, baba people coming. See, we'll catch you. I love you, the fish that water. Sometimes I like the pump or talk. Then you in a alleyway. Don't be talking about your friend. Just pulling and cool. You do your own no talking. I do my own like talking. I'm gonna live with living here, so I'm gonna let my people living here, so your money finit Congo. 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 La guerre, papa la moufoya. La rapé, la mola moufoya. La guerre, la mola moufoya. La rapé, the baba people coming. They will catch you, baba people coming. They will catch you. Hello, my people. Amigo, people who let me, who let you. Shout out to my fans all over the world.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome to Groove 106 FM TV. My name is Gibson, and I'm still here. We're continuing to provide whatever services we have in our own week way, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you are there. So here is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be discussing. I'm expecting my guest, Joe Mullenberg. Joe Mullenberg is the executive director for Diaspora. Is it Team Gongloe Diaspora? And today tomorrow we are going to Minneapolis, and the target is $100,000. We're supposed to raise $100,000 at our fundraiser tomorrow in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, in Brooklyn Park. So everyone, if you are a supporter of Tiawan Gongloe and you want him to succeed, join us tomorrow so we can raise this money. That's $100,000 just for the Midwest, the East Coast, Philadelphia, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and all of New Jersey, all of these people, all the supporters of Gongloe on our side, they are raising money too. I think they are raising up to $100,000 too. Yeah, thank you very much, AB. Thank you very much. And we are live in Grand Gedeans, for those of you who are listening to us in Grand Gedeans, we want to say thank you for always tuning in and listening to us. We appreciate your being here, and whatever you want to discuss. There are some. I'm asking some of you in Grand Gedeans, and we'll be discussing so many things about Grand Gedeans as well. You know, I like to prioritize Grand Gedeans because when Grand Gedeans is better, I'm better. Okay, I was a Grand Gedeans first before I became a Liberian. So, you know, some people think, oh, I was a Liberian first before I became Grand Gedeans. No, I was not a Liberian first. I was a Grand Gedeans first, and then when Grand Gedeans became part of Liberia, then I became Liberian. So I prefer Grand Gedeans to develop more quickly. Oh, Joe. Yeah, Joe. I said 5 minutes to the time. You call me like that, then I got to stop the video. So, I will be talking more about about more Grand Gedeans. Let me just say this, and tomorrow is a good day for us. We are having Representative Chersia Grant to come on here, and we'll be asking some questions about his services that he has been rendering at the national legislature. What is his stewardship? What has he been doing? And he's willing to come on here. Why is it that they are in the caucus and they can't speak to each other? And all of these things we're going to be asking Representative Chersia Grant tomorrow. And we want to invite you to come tomorrow, same time like this, 4 o'clock. We should be 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock in Grand Gedeans right now. Yeah, if it is 10 o'clock, Abraham, if you don't mind, you can just confirm whether it's 10 o'clock. It's almost 10 o'clock in Grand Gedeans, about 8 minutes to 10. I think about 9:58, 8 minutes to 10 in Grand Gedeans. If that is true, so then every 4 o'clock my time in the central region of the U.S., I'm in the Midwest, so we get a central time. We use the Chicago time. We are on the Chicago belt, so we are using Chicago time. So it's 4 o'clock on my time. It's going to be 4 o'clock on my time, and it's going to be 10 o'clock in Morovia, because our time in America, certain time it can reduce, certain time it can increase. It has already increased because the winter has already set in. So during the winter, we got longer hours, and during the summer, we got shorter hours. That's how God make this world. You know, I don't know. God is just wonderful. So yeah, we'll be discussing about today. We have a very, very important topic to discuss. We will be raising money. Yes, good evening, Lanka Prince. I see he is watching from Liberia, Pinsville, Omega community, the only alternative for Liberian people. It's Councilor Tiawan Gongloe. Thank you. We love to hear that. Fafini Che Sumaru, he say hello from Lone Star State. All right, thank you very much. What is a Lone Star State? I don't know. Lone Star State. What is that again? I don't know. Just tell me if what's a Lone Star State, okay? I don't remember what's a Lone Star State anymore. Is it New York or something? You know. Yeah, thank you very much, Natana Bajiro. You can welcome to join us, and oh God, I'm in the office, but I'm on the radio. You want to wait after the radio, then I can give you the check. You can come or you can wait. Just 1 and 2 hours. I've already started on the radio. We're talking to the people hearing it on the radio. So I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes I need to call my phone or turn my phone off, because sometimes. So we are going to have Joe Mullenberg. Joe Mullenberg is going to be here, and Joe is the executive director for Team Gongloe Diaspora. And you know, this fundraiser that's coming tomorrow is not about. Joe is going to tell us. I think it's far beyond this issue of special team. I think it's a combination of different teams coming together. So we will talk about that when Joe is here. He's coming on in 5 minutes to the time we'll get Joe to come on here. But let me just say this. Let me go talk about a little bit of our Grand Gedeans, a little bit for those of you who are listening. We'll come back to the national politics. Of people who say then he should. I'm a human being. I understand if your son is soccer, you will be interested. Will stay out of the country for a month or a month and a half. I don't know how does he do that. Just go to other people's country and just sit down there until, I don't know whether it's an invitation or he just go in there, nothing like that. And the other day I watched, oh my God. The other day I watched and on Spoon TV, the finance minister was unable to tell the Liberian people how much per dime was dispensed by the government of Liberia to have President Weah all the way to 1 month, carry about 10 to 15 people with you. Think about that. Every individual that goes to trial with the president has a per dime. And every individual, no less than $1,000 per dime. And now that's Africa travel. When you're traveling to Africa, probably there is $1,000. When you're traveling, then each person is per dime is about maybe 1,005 or 1,008. And that's what they gave you. And you go and pay for your per day. You go and pay for your hotel, to sleep in the hotel, to eat, because the president is not going to be responsible for your food. So if you imagine how much money the people took to go out just to go and 1 month to go way around, it doesn't make sense to me. But how you doing, Joe?
Yeah, how are you?
Still trying to fix your camera.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're good. Just twist a little bit on the left. Yes, right there. There you go. All right, Joe, thank you for coming. Joe, you have a big day tomorrow coming, right?
Yeah.
What is that day? Tell us about the day a little bit.
Tomorrow, it's a fundraising program for Councilor Tiawan Gongloe.
Okay.
In Minnesota. And so a lot of people will be coming from other states, traveling from other states, coming to grace this occasion.
Okay.
We doing the fundraising for Tiawan Gongloe, because he has been chosen by us to be the right leader for our presidency this coming election.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, and actually, we're trying to get up because the whole country, realized that he's the best man to steer our ship. But the only problem that we hear, which I consider to be a good news, is that he's a poor man lawyer. He doesn't have money. At least they're not saying he has a bad character. They're not saying he's a corrupt man like other presidential aspirant. They don't say anything bad about him, but only say he doesn't have money. But he's going to be a good man.
Yeah, that's what I usually say. The man get money, how do you make money?
Yeah, so we said to ourselves, okay, since the man doesn't have money, and we know the reason why he doesn't have money. He doesn't have money because, he didn't. When you're in government, he didn't do like the others. The others that were in government, and they had to be in government, and they were corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Because they scrambled government money, and because of corruption, so they were rich. So they got money because they were corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But Tiawan stayed in government. He abstained from being corrupt, so he was dependent on his salary from, for his family. So he didn't go into corruption. So that, of course, if he doesn't go into that, you don't expect him to have money. So that's making him a poor man.
I told one journalist the other day, and the guy said, "Well, I don't know why you mean, but he said, my man, want to support him, but he ain't get money, he ain't get power." I said, "How?" I said, "You were one of those the man represented. The man represented. You didn't pay the man 5 cents. The man did everything, took you out of jail. Now it's time for you to pay him back." Then you say the man got money. The money you were supposed to pay in that time. If you're going to pay him, maybe then you're going to get money.
Definitely. And so since we know that he doesn't have money now, so we decided to get up. So, wait, I mean, Liberia got somebody now that can represent us, but what do you think is money? So we say, okay, let's come together in the Midwest and around to see whether we can come, support this guy to give him some money that he doesn't have, so we can have a good leader. So this is the reason why we converge. We're trying to converge tomorrow in a very large group to do a fundraising program for him, so that we can start giving him that money that he needs for our country. Because we all know what is happening in the country right now.
Right,
the country
right.
is lack of proper leadership.
Right.
Proper leadership. And no accountability. And then I consider our problem to be very simple. And what makes it simple is, we have a good man, but he doesn't have money.
And that's the only thing they can say. Nobody will tell you, the man was bad, the man did this.
No,
bad
nothing.
So is that not a reason why we are raising money for him? Because
that's why we are raising money.
Yeah.
So now we agree that we have a very good, a decent man that can represent us. We have a project manager that can represent us. So when you look at the rest of the aspirant, they will tell you, I want to become president. I want to become president. But Tiawan is different. He said, I want to be your project manager.
Right.
And before you become a project manager, you must have known a lot about that project before you become a project manager. So that's why he said, I want to be your project manager. There's somebody who want to be your servant. And he want to serve you. So instead of saying, I want to be president, now he asking for a project manager. So that is a very, very good news for us.
And I've heard that the East Coast have they've had a first fundraiser, and you threw a challenge the other day. How much are you targeting on Saturday?
I'm targeting the limit. I'm targeting is 100,000.
Okay, so the 100,000 is up, and you throw a challenge to the East Coast to see if they can match you up.
Definitely. So I got the support of the entire Midwest. And then, if telling them 100,000 in the Midwest, Joe, we are coming, we are many, and we may raise above 100,000. So the East Coast is in touch with us, and they also send their challenge. They bump up the amount, so we're going to see who's going to win.
Okay, so what's the seating capacity tomorrow we are looking at?
250 people. The seating capacity of the hall is 250.
Okay, so 250 capacity. Okay, so everybody needs to be there on time.
Definitely. I mean, if we look at the tickets are already on sale. People have taken the tickets and they have it, and some of them have been mailed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So the tickets are here. When you look at the ticket, you see the address of the ticket there. Broken Park Community Center.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Broken Park Community Center, 56. 0058 Avenue North, Minneapolis. That is Minnesota
55443.
Yeah. So this is the address.
For those of you who want to come, the address is Brooklyn Park Community Center. It is 5600 85th Avenue North in Minneapolis, Minnesota 55443. So we'll make sure we put it on our wall so that other people will see it. So
and then when you look at the ticket, you realize that those open at 5. It's on the ticket there.
Mm-hmm.
Those open at 5.
At 5.
Even start at 7.
And even 7 o'clock. So you want people to be there because you want everybody to be seated by 7 o'clock.
The event starts at 7 o'clock. So you'll be seated before 7.
At 7 o'clock, you're not seated. The event starts.
Definitely it starts. Because there will be a grand marching in. The women will be marching Cllr in, with a very good traditional music, and that will be selected, and there will be the entire women will be marching in with him. So that marching in is going to be 7 o'clock. So we expect people to be seated before the marching in starts. So when the program starts, it's marching in from the back to the front. So it's going to be 7 o'clock.
So there's something that I wanted to ask. Most of the time, the politicians we have in Liberia, most of them are the ones that have the money and they spend the money and the people just follow. Why are we the one that raising the money for Tiawan Gongloe?
Yeah, we're raising the money for Tiawan Gongloe because initially, as I said, Tiawan Gongloe is with the whole country knows he's a poor man lawyer, and he represented the poor in the past without pay. So he was depending on his salary when he was working in government for him and his family. So if family was not a big money, that we have.
And then you have to resign in 8 months.
Yes, in 8 months. So he don't have a big money that will have excess to say, look, I have excess money to spend, for election. So people who are supporting him, people who are behind him, people who have love for Liberia and want to get Liberia out of destitution, and this is the people who coming together, around the world to say, look, our country in destitution, people are suffering. Senator doesn't have money, and you're this man. Let us come together and raise this money that he needs for the election. That's what we're doing now.
I don't even know why some of these people are saying, oh, the man get money. The man is the only presidential candidate that has traveled to more counties in recent history than any other political candidate. He's gone to Dubon, he's gone to Nema, all over the place. And he has a trip coming up to Basso, right? He got a trip in Basso, yes. And then to Lofa. So he's traveling, he's spending money. The money he's spending is a pool of money that was put together by his supporters.
Definitely. That money was put together by people in the diaspora. We did it for the first time.
Let me just ask you the question. Somebody just asked this question. Maybe the guy, I don't know why he asked this question, but let me ask you. He said, what is your source? What are your sources of support? I don't know what that means, but he said, what are your sources of support? So we are in America. We are all working. We able to save $5 and $10 to be able to support.
Let answer him. We got a good answer for him. The source of support that he talked about, these are people in the diaspora who are responsible and working and also have their own family and pay bills.
Right.
And we decided to work for our money and then portion of our money to support Tiawan Gongloe. So Tiawan Gongloe's source of support is from us. We are his source. So sometimes if we want to support him, they got something in US they call double. So we do extra work. Besides our regular hours. Yeah, we add additional hours.
15 hours just to make sure.
15 hours, yeah. So we add additional hours to get little money to carry in the hall and support him because we want change in the country. So that's his source of support. His source of support is a clean money that we work and sweat for in the diaspora. The reason why we do that in the diaspora because we got love for the people back home. Because people in the country, it's not some people in the country, since 1847 they've been living in the bush, and then the thatched houses that's what they've been living in. In fact, imagine somebody living in a thatched house, the roof is attached, they've been living there throughout their whole life. If it's in 1847 in the remote area bush, living the animals, that's not fair to those people.
21st century.
Yeah, 21st century. That's not fair to them. The country is for everyone. All governments have not been paying attention to them. So they just used to that kind of primitive life. So we decided to come together, because some of us are philanthropic and some of us feel sorry for people and some of us are Christians. We got hearts. So if we put Tiawan there, we're going to influence him, because he got that feelings and love to decentralize the entire country, to make ministries go in all the branches of ministries go in all the various counties, even when it comes to the village. Let it even go there. You see, when you decentralize the country, you'll find people not leaving the counties to come to Monrovia and get a place cluster.
Right. Those days used to happen. I remember those days, my uncle used to go to Zwedu to take his pay.
Definitely.
Monrovia to come take pay.
Definitely. So what we're trying to do in the diaspora, if by the grace of God, if as I said, we love the poor in Liberia, that's how we're doing it. I hope they can realize that because of the love that we got for them, we're not doing it because of the party, CDC and ANC and the rest of the connection. We're doing it for everyone, whether you sedition, whether you how do you call it, you ANC or you LPP or you what kind of party you in Liberia. We're doing it for everyone, every Liberian, because we want every Liberian to live that destitution, to live that kind of primitive life. That's why we're doing it. Because if we put Tiawan in, we're going to influence him to decentralize the country. Like, for example, let me give you a simple example. Let me use Grand Gedeans County. What we're going to be telling him is that, look, Tiawan, we beg you. We put ourselves in this thing. We spend our money, and we did our double because of the reason. We want you to take every ministry. Let's use one county. For example, if we use Grand Gedeans County, Grand Gedeans County, LU will have an annex there, a branch there, where if students graduate from Grand Gedeans County, they can do their degrees, the same courses they do in LU, they can also do it in Grand Gedeans County because there will be a branch there. So Ministry of Finance should have a branch there. All ministries should have a branch there. So the ministries have their branches there. The people in Grand Gedeans County will be working with government ministries also. So we can even ask the United Nations office in Liberia. Like, they also spread, the office branch, the annex all over the counties. So people will remain confirmed in the counties. Then Monrovia will be decongested. So as a result, when somebody call you from America, do not disrespect you. Because right now we are in America, some people don't respect the older people. If the younger brother is in America and he's providing food for the family, when they're having family meeting, he would just talk to the older brother anyhow because he doesn't have money. So he forced to submit. That he will not be respected. But if the country is decentralized and people go to the various countries and start to work, as I said, you will only call people in America to say, hello, how you doing? You won't be asking them for money. So left will change. So we only after changing the entire citizenry life, not only about Tiawan Gongloe, but we want him to get in power. When he gets to power,
when decentralization takes place, and
for the entire country,
decentralization remove the concentration of power from Monrovia and allow other counties to be able to exercise the authority. If you have the Ministry of Finance branch in Grand Gedeans County, so when they pay, the people in Grand Gedeans don't have to come send somebody to Monrovia to bring a grip of money to settle before they can pay them. The money is ready. So that's the transition you were talking about. But I want you to speak to the lesson that we are teaching by supporting Councillor Gongloe with not just our voices, not with our bodies, but with our finances. It's a kind of new paradigm of politicking in Liberia. Most people, most politicians, they have their own money and people depend their money. But this man, we know he doesn't have the money. What lesson does it teach in terms of the collateral between, the understanding between the man you support and the man who is supporting? How does it benefit our people?
Yeah, this is the way it benefits our people. Now, if you look at Team Gongloe, specifically, for the group that I control in Minnesota and in collaboration with the Midwest and those that are doing this program, these are people of love. The entire Midwest and those that are doing this program are people who love Liberia, and then we are not looking at political parties. We're looking at the entire country. If CDC in power right now, CDC only talking about seditions. Everything they do, they prioritize seditions. That's what they do. And then other parties prioritize the people. But for Gongloe team, we're trying to incorporate the entire country. We're not looking at a particular group of people. So we're doing this thing to get the entire country out of destitution. Not only Team Gongloe members, not only LPP. So we're getting citizens out of destitution. We're getting ANC out of destitution. We're getting all political parties, like in Liberia, all the members, everybody out of destitution. That's what makes it different. That is completely different because it's not narrow to any specific group of people or to any specific party. These are people who got love for the entire country. Once you got love for the country and you believe in decentralization that we're talking about for everybody to benefit, for Monrovia to be decongested, so we're going to spend our resources and our time to put in somebody that we trust that can do it, which is Tiawan Gongloe. So everyone in diaspora, saying he doesn't have money, we'll collect that money, give it to him, and finance his entire campaign, and then we'll put him there and say, look, Tiawan, this is what we want. We give you our money that we work for and we get our overtime for because
that's the if you spend your money to make Gibson a representative, I'm just giving an example. Let's say my supporters in Grand Gedeans, they spend their money and they gave me the money and I become representative. There's a likelihood that I will listen to them more because they made me representative. They sponsor my campaign. They made sure that I became what I became. So I might listen to them more than I have my own money and spending it because at the end of the day, my money, nobody paid me, give me money. I did everything by myself. And then that respect is not there, that reference. And I think that's why the Team Gongloe, that global, all the Team Gongloe are trying to portray. Make sure, support the man so the man can listen to us and say, look, we put you there because we want a decentralization. Now you get there, what is going on? You got to do something about it, because that's why we support you. Yeah. That's the message you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Though he's not going to dominate anybody. He's not going to do like other politicians right now who have the money, and then they even paying people to join them. Because once you have the money, you pay people to join you, and you don't have respect for that person. Because you pay the man to join you, and the man tell you, before I join you, give me this amount, X amount of dollars before I join you. So the man charge you before he join you and start to make you popular. So once you pay him, in your heart, he owes you something because you pay him salary. So you're not going to have respect for him. And you don't even have to listen to him when you get in power. Only because you want to get in power, and then the man said, before I go on the air, like we're sitting here, nobody give us 1 cent. Tiawan Gongloe doesn't have money to give me yet. He doesn't have the money. I sacrificed my time to come and sit here because of the love I got for my country. I'm doing it for Liberia.
I'm driving from here to go to Minnesota to support the process.
Definitely. He didn't give us money, but we're rather going to give him the money because we love Liberia.
Right.
We're doing it for Liberia, not for him particularly, but we feel that he's the one, that can rescue this country. So if you love Liberia, I don't care what kind of party you're in, for God's sake, let's put the country first and love the country first. Don't say he doesn't have money. We're going to do our best to provide what he needs in the diaspora. So we all need to come together and bring our $500 and put it together so we can support him, because he doesn't have money. As we said, he didn't corrupt. He didn't steal government money to get money. So let's give him the money now so we can have good leader. So we're calling on everyone to come there tomorrow.
And you are getting a lot of feedback here. You are getting a lot of feedback. Let me put some of the comments on the screen so we'll read them for people who are not listening through the video. They say, I'm just reading comments here. President Weah is a serious embarrassment to the Liberian people. We committed the political suicide in 2017, and now it's time everyone. Now it is time for everyone to join and support Tiawan Gongloe, Tiawan Gongloe. Our arms are wide open to receive everyone. This should be beyond party line collectively. Let us work together and rescue our nation from those incompetent and unscrupulous guys. Better Liberia is possible. Honor Councilor Tiawan Gongloe. That's a beautiful statement there. Let me read this one from Jolly Clinton. Don't fool yourself. And we read, everybody can come in here. And one came in, Sandolo says it's Yan Sandolo. I don't know, that's another name for him, or I don't know, but he say Yan Sandolo. But let me go to Lanka Prince. Lanka Prince says, thanks so much. We already appreciate your effort. Surely indeed, he is the poor man, loyal, integrity icon. And that's a very good. I'll come back to you, and I will ask you to comment on some of these comments. It wants to say Article 82, Chapter B. Is this a violation of the Constitution? Please, I don't know what is that. We got to check it out and know exactly what you're talking about. And this man is a supporter. Arthur Solis is a supporter of George Weah. He's not a sedition, but he's a supporter of government. That's what he said. If I quote it right, he said decentralize the entire government offices. Yeah, Arthur, exactly. That's what Gongloe is intending to do. Fafini Che Sumaru. He said this will help Liberia and Liberians greatly. Arthur Solo comes back, but Rose connections can lead to decentralized governance system. Yes, but we'll come back. I think Joe, we can discuss this issue.
Yeah.
This one, Grand Gedeans has an interest in this one because Rose connection, people in Grand Gedeans, they are cut off at this time. They are cut off from the rest of Liberia at this time. And the man who promised you're going to do the role, he has also reneged 2 times now. And he now promised, he said next year, October, before they start thinking about finding money for it. And this Lanka Prince says, surely, since 1847, we are living in bad governance. Thank God for Tiawan Gongloe. This is a serious problem. If everyone has access to equal opportunity for all, I really like that. We will change the political mindset. I really appreciate Team Gongloe also. This is a man who has always preached and practiced on what he says. Fellow Liberian, let's join Team Gongloe for better Liberia. After Solo comes back, Fafini Che Sumaru. There's no violation because the money is coming from Liberian people, constitutional Because that's what you're talking about. No, it's okay. We don't know everything. You just need to tell us, then we'll address that. Liberians can support a political candidate, but you can't take money from foreign companies and campaign with it. This one is coming from Prince Double, saying he's laughing out loud. I don't know why he's laughing, but everybody has a chance to say something. But let's go back. I was raised by Road Connection. He said Road's connections can lead. That's Arthur Solo, and he's a supporter of government. He's not a sedition, but he's a government supporter. I don't know any government can he will support it. I'll be glad he support us when we come up. But he said road connections lead to decentralization. I totally agree. But Grand Gedeans and the eastern region, they are suffering from this. Is it not so?
Yeah. So that's why when Tiawan Gongloe comes, he has planned, I call it, when you look through his 10 plan counts, and he has planned to, like companies, investors that will be coming in Liberia, he has plans to cut down taxes when they go out to good area. So there's no investor. Yeah, there's no investor who will see tax cut and then want to stay in Monrovia. Eventually he will want. If the government says if you go to Maryland County, if you go to Grand Gedeans County, you go to the remote counties, taxes will be cut. They will be very happy. They'll be going there. And then once they go there, the people in the county.
Part of that was, he said, look, for instance, when he myself was talking, he said, Gibson, they rode from Ganta to Tapeta, from Tapeta to Zwedru. It's not long, and people think it's long. He said, if a company is going to Grand Gedeans to take the logs, take the timbers for Grand Gedeans, what I'm going to do is I lessen your taxes with good, we'll do tax cut, and then part of the money that you're supposed to pay taxes, you use it. You can build 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles of the road. By the time we look, all the companies start to do those things, the road is going to definitely get in place.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, brilliant idea.
That's what I want to do. This is why we continue to preach and say, and Team Gongloe, it is not for a specific group of people. It's for all political parties. Team Gongloe, is for CDC, is for LPP, is for how they call it, UP, is for. I may not remember all the parties named in Liberia, but it's for all. Once you are a Liberian, Team Gongloe is for you. So we're doing this thing for everybody to benefit, not for a specific group of people. Like other parties, we only take care of their leaders. Like Sedition will say, and we came into power, so we should give Sedition jobs. No, Team Gongloe is not like that. So we in the diaspora, we believe that because we're not living in the country there, we don't live in Liberia, so we believe everybody is suffering, and we believe that whatever we do here is for everyone in Liberia. So if you don't want to benefit, if you think with something bad we're doing, then so be it. But we're doing with our hearts. We're doing our hearts to make sure that everybody in our country benefit. So when Tiawan gets there, don't mind the money. We're going to try our best to provide the money that he needs to for this coming election. So because if you feel that you need to be rescued, because when you look at Liberia right now, because of what's happening in the country, we're watching closely and we realize that when we connect that to you connect Liberia medically, to the hospital, you realize that the entire country is in the ICU. And when they say patient in ICU, you know that person between life and death. That's where Liberia is right now. So when the patient in the ICU, they need a doctor, a very good doctor, to rescue that patient, to save that patient's life. So we assume that all the political parties heads, all the presidential candidates are doctors. Tiawan is one of the doctors, and then the country, Liberia is the ICU, is the one that in the ICU, and they got a series of doctors coming to say, look, I can save the patient, I can save the patient, I can save the patient. So those are the doctors. So now what we're looking for, not only doctor to save the patient, we're looking for a qualified doctor who knows the right prescription. Yeah. And we're looking for an experienced doctor. Not just
telling people, you have medicine, but
that's what we're looking for. So we got a series of doctors that are lining up right now that that want to save the patient life. But then, what is your experience? You see, one of the present doctor will have, he doesn't have experience. So this is why we are where we are today, because he's inexperienced. He's not a good doctor, so he's going to watch the World Cup to watch his son play. So he's gone for over like close to 56 days, and he abandoned the country because he's not a very good doctor, you know, to save the patient from the ICU. So we don't want to repeat this, you know. So we try to look at the doctors that are coming. So we need somebody with experience. When you look at the rest of the doctors, they don't have experience, you know. But when you look at our candidate, Tiawan, you know, he has an experience of how the presidency runs because he was working with Amos Sawyer as special assistant to Amos Sawyer, and Amos Sawyer have been, you know, heading the government, you know, the internal government. So he knows how the country runs. So he got that experience, you know. He got that experience, you know, to run as compared to the other doctors that are coming. So the kind of doctor we need now is a doctor with the experience. Because if you put any doctor there who doesn't have experience, if he's supposed to give paracetamol, he will give you chloroquine. If he's supposed to give you antibiotic, he will give you penicillin.
Let me respond to something really quick here. Arthur Solo says the road from Tapeta to Zwedru is fully funded. No, Arthur, it's not true. It's not funded. Okay, there's no fund for it yet because I don't think we all know more than what Mr. Guion, Madison Guion, Representative Madison Guion. I don't think we know better than him because he has contacted the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Finance said they cannot do it now because they don't have the money to do it. They are postponing to next year, October, before they can find the funding for it. So no, it is not fully funded. I don't want that information to go so far. And he also said the problem with Grand Gedeans is our congressmen, representatives, and senators are Grand Gedeans problem. Well, I don't think so. I don't think we should look at our national development plan and blame it on our representative. Joe, I don't think it's fair. Why the representatives have their own problem, but national development comes from the presidency. It don't come from the representative, from the senator. The president decides what the national development objective will be, and then it goes through the development planning, the development ministry, which is the finance ministry. So no, I disagree with him. We don't have to blame our representative because the road is not paved from Tabeta to Zwedru or from Ganta.
And then besides that, Gibson, besides that, these politicians these days, they fool our people a lot. They use political rhetoric to get our people. So it might have been that they're waiting for October because they know election is coming October. So they will hold that project. When they get closer to election, then they bring our money to fool our people so the people can put them back for the next 6 years to say they're just starting to do the development. So that is not considered as development. If somebody is supposed to do something this year.
That's exactly what the president is trying to do. In October, what they're going to do is in October next year, while election is taking place, then they go and put yellow machine on the road, and then Grand Gedeans will see it, and Grand Gedeans will say, "Oh, the president now he's trying to build our road now because he see yellow machine." And then after the election, and nothing happens, and I don't see how you can postpone that road project 3 times. This is the 4th one that they have postponed our road project. Okay, so the first time it was the first year. They said, "Oh, we're trying to find money, we'll do it." They postponed it for the 2nd time, the 3rd time. This is the 4th time that they have postponed our road project. And the president should be able to know that after himself, Sally, if you build the roads, if you pave the roads, you're definitely going to have the decentralization taking place. Joe can come from here and go all the way to Bass and River says, and go and start a business there. Or I can leave from here and go all the way to Lofa and say, "Well, I'm going to do my own business in Lofa."
Yeah.
You know, that's why the people don't understand.
Oh, go to my county, Maryland.
Yeah, well, go to Maryland.
I want to be driving from Monrovia to Harper.
There you go. You see? So if you drove on Kota from Monrovia to Harper, Joe, what kind of business you can put in Harper?
Definitely.
What kind of business you can put there? You
know? Yeah, I'm sitting here because of that. I'm sitting here because I want a road construction from Monrovia to Harper City. That's what I'm urging Liberians. That is a reality. It can happen. If it can happen, if you only don't allow people to fool you. Then look at a simple example. They were about to fool you again in Grand Gedeans County by waiting next year, October, to put yellow machine on the road. Then when they start a yellow machine, right after the election, the yellow machine break down.
Yeah.
They will break down again for another 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, why should you allow people to fool you?
I think I put a yellow machine there break down. Then they say,
They will break down.
we're going to repair.
Right after the election, will break down.
Yeah, we'll break down.
And then you see, Gibson is the fit to realize that whenever they people do these things, they add in 6 years to your age, you're getting older. That's why they feel to realize. They may come and fool you. October, he come and fool you, so you can put him there for 6 more years. And then if you're 26-year-old, when you put him there, nothing will happen after 6 years, nothing will happen, you'll be 26 plus 6. You're getting old. And he just fool you, and you want to get you a bag of rice with maybe $10 or $15 US and one t-shirt. Then you gain 6 years, you remain at the same spot. Why should we accept that? That's not good. You allow people to fool you every 6 years. They fool you every 6 years. The people are used to it. They used to come in to fool you every 6 years. When you finish voting for them, when it's raining, they pass by you, they splash the water on you, they're gone. They're done with you.
They're done.
They're done with you.
And again, let me bring on Arthur Solo. He's still arguing his point, and I will provide some information for him too. He said national development funds come from the House of Representatives. All allocations of funds starts from the House of Representatives. No, Arthur, it doesn't happen like that. The national budget comes from the Budget Bureau, the Bureau of Budget. It goes through the Ministry of Finance. The president signs it, and the president sends it to the president sends it to the House of Representatives. They check in there before they can send it to the Senate for approval. When the people build the road, when George Weah built the road from Fishtown to Barclayville, he did not wait for the representative to put it in there. He put it in there and say, we want to build that road, and he put it in there, and they approve it. So he can also put it in there and say, we're going to build a Grand Gedeans road, and let's see if they will not approve it. But the House of Representatives, they don't put anything. The budget comes from the executive. It is executive control. So whatever is in the budget is what the people debate. So I disagree with you in a little bit. You got a point. Our representative and senator got some responsibility, but they do not have responsibility over national development objective. It is the executive that determines national development objective. That's only the executive can do that. The House of Representatives, they only approve what the president sent there. All right, Joe, I will take a leave of you, but I want you to speak to, if there's anything you want to say about the program coming up tomorrow, you can speak to that before I go to my next guest. Is going to be coming very soon.
Okay, tomorrow, like what we just said initially, tomorrow, if you have love for Liberia, this is not about a specific political party. This is Team Gongloe and Midwest having this program, fundraising program at Broken Park Community Center. I previously put the address on the screen, and I want to put a ticket on the screen again. This is the ticket, $25 for the ticket, and then the place the fundraising will be held is at Broken Park Community Center, 5600 85th Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55443. And then door open at 5 o'clock, and then event starts at 7. So this is the ticket, that you will see tomorrow when you come to the hall.
Are we going to buy food in the hall?
Yeah. When you buy this ticket, you have access to 5 different kinds of food that will be prepared by the women. And then all the men that support Cllr Gongloe will be coming with drinks tomorrow. And then the women bring the food. So when you enter with the ticket,
the food is free, or we paying for it?
No, it's free. Once you get a ticket, when you enter, you'll be served and decently. You'll be served.
What happens to the drinks? Are we paying for the drinks?
No, we're not paying for the drink. We try to to socialize. Besides we do the fundraising, and then we try to socialize. We have to trying to get ourselves acquainted with new friends and new faces and discuss political issues.
We're raising some money too, because we've done it before, and we'll give you $3 or $2.50 per star. If you take $2, that's $5 money.
We don't have intention of selling the drinks and the food right now, and then, but there will be other things that will be on sale. There will be souvenir, and the 10 counts will be on sale, because the entire Gongloe plan is the 10 counts. This is the 10 counts.
Yes,
and this will be on sale. Of course, you see Cllr Gongloe the broom. So when you open it, you realize that
that's That's the 10-plan agenda for the first 100 days.
Yes, this is 10-plan agenda. So the 10-plan agenda, I printed 200 copies of them. You have them there, and then the chief launcher, I will go to the chief launcher to make sure that those things are sold, so we can get some money out of them. And then we'll have souvenirs. You know, if the team that planned the entire program, Team Gongloe Minnesota, you know, we have the souvenir there. In the program, you will have a souvenir. So those souvenirs will be displayed. And then if you love it, you can buy at very low cost, you know, and keep it in your house. So the other things that will be happening there.
Supporter, each recognized Gongloe supporter, besides the ticket, we supposed to pay a certain amount to enter.
Definitely. I said it initially, once you are a Gongloe supporter, besides the ticket is $25. Once you are a Gongloe supporter, you have to pay $100 on the app or our Zelle.
Right.
$100. Because we're trying to raise, some people say we should go a little bit above 100,000. Fine. If we go above 100,000, fine. So before we raise that money, initial payment of everyone should be $100 and the ticket $25. It's a matter of must. Then when you get in the hall now, if you got any extra money to be jumping around with to make us reach the 100,000, fine. So that's how it will be playing. So we urging everyone not to forget. And all the men that will be coming, that will be traveling, coming, and the men that are here will be bringing the drinks. The women have already brought the food, and the food will be ready. And tomorrow we'll be in the hall trying to help them to arrange the place to do the decoration. I will be there by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, you know, trying to help the women to do decoration. I shouldn't have been there, but I will try to be there. I will leave. I will be there all day from 8 o'clock.
I will come early. I'll have a show later on, but I will come. I'll try to come early, and then I will have a show by 4 o'clock, maybe for an hour, 30 minutes. Then before I go back to the hall, I hope.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I hope.
I mean, I hope you have the time because you're on the program.
Oh yeah, I'm on the program. The fundraiser. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. So we'll need you there early. The program starts at 7.
I will come early.
Yeah. So you're on the program because I mean everybody talk about if Gibson doesn't be on this program, it's not going to be a program. So I don't know. I don't know.
They just blow my wind. They just blow my morale so easily.
I don't know. Your morale is so high.
Well, I mean, somebody
volunteered to be with you. The person came today.
Oh, it's my
the little travel. She came today. She said, "Joe put me by Gibson."
Okay, there you go.
Gibson. She said, "I heard about Gibson. I want to be by Gibson. He and I will do that fundraiser." So
I'm glad. I still got a little morale still standing somewhere there.
I don't know where morale came from me. I'm happy that the enthusiasm is very high.
In Fargo, I raised the highest amount of money for any program in Fargo.
Oh, I see why.
If I spend 1 hour and don't raise 13 to 15,000, it means that program they don't have money there.
Okay, Gibson, I think what we're gonna do, I just received information from the MC. Because our 2 MC we had.
Yeah.
And then one of the ladies said she got diagnosed of COVID today.
Okay.
So she doesn't want to, put anybody in problem.
I can do anything. I can do anything.
She's not going tomorrow. So it means that you have to join the you got to step in for the MC. Yeah, you got to step in for her. She just called me and said she won't be there because she has COVID.
All right, no problem.
She's feeling so bad. So
all right. Enjoy. I mean, you get your stuff together. So I will see you tomorrow. I already prepare. I'm coming there. I'll talk to you tomorrow when I come.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Joe. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that's Joe right there. Okay, so basically, let me just go over some of the things he said. And those of you who want to come tomorrow to raise some money for Gongloe, listen, it's a noble process. It's an honorable process to be able to spend money for somebody for them to become somebody. If we spend the money, I'm going there tomorrow. I'm carrying money, and also I'm going to raise money for the program, but I'm carrying my own money, and I'm going to be able to spend some money tomorrow. Apart from the money we already been spending from our different groups, apart from the money, I'm going to carry money tomorrow to spend some money. We're going to raise the money, and this is a good thing about it. If those of you who know what politics is in America, the people in America support their candidate. They pay money for their candidate to go and campaign for the candidate to win an election. So when the candidate wins an election, He knows that he depended on these people, so he listens to them. In our country, the reason why most of the time our leaders don't listen to us is because they spend the money to do the campaign, they spend the money to cook food, they spend the money to buy drinks, they spend the money to transport people, they spend the money to do everything. When they win, they don't owe you anything. They're not responsible for anything about it. They don't want to listen to you because you didn't spend 5 cents to put in there. You didn't spend 5 cents apart from voting. In fact, some of you, they gave you money to vote. Some of you, they gave you money and you voted because you gave you money. Some of you, you voted just because they cooked cow and you came and ate and you think they made a good leader and you voted because you ate cow. Some of you voted because they're your brother. Some of you voted because they're your cousin. Some of you voted because they're your girlfriend, relative, uncle. You voted because they're your boyfriend, uncle, relative. You didn't vote because that person is capable of doing the job. And that is the problem. And that's why I want to talk to Grand Gedeans tonight. I want to talk to you tonight. I will not take call tonight. I don't know if somebody, AB, let me know if people are trying to call, but I don't think I will take calls tonight. And here is what I want to do. I want to talk to Grand Gedeans tonight. I want you to know that everything I do and say, I do and say because I love my country. I don't see nobody that loves Grand Gedeans more than me. Nobody. And I'm not sure if I love Grand Gedeans more than all of you. We all love our country. We all are doing stuff to make sure our country gets to the point where we'll be proud of it. And though we do it differently, we criticize people differently. Some people will not criticize. They will walk alone. They will play along. Some people will criticize. Some people will critique their government officials. I just sort of raised a point here, which is true, except that I differ with him in some areas. Okay? Brookie, open the door for the person. So he says something that is very true. Our representatives that we have, some of them, not all of them, they are disgusting in terms of their job performance. You know, one thing that keep getting to me was how our other people caucus, they are doing stuff that benefit their country. Why is it our caucus, they are at each other's throat? I say, come to any of you. I say, occur to any of you. Why is it that other people's legislative caucuses are working together to benefit their country? Why is it that our own legislative caucus, they don't do that? It is something you need to think about. If you are listening to me tonight in Grand Gedeans, wherever you are in Grand Gedeans, whether you are in the Bison district area, whether you are in the Quinnable district area, whether you are in the Chin district area, and you are listening to me tonight, we need to change our politics. We need to show to people who want to go in the house what is it that they are going to do, that we need to critique them. We need to ask them questions. If we can't ask them questions, we need to look at their role model. We need to look at, no, not role model. We need to look at the things that they do. You want to, let me give you an example. Somebody was representative. The person wants to be senator now. So you ask yourself a question. You are already a representative and you want to be senator. Or you were a representative and you wanted to be senator. What did you do as a representative that you want to be senator? Or what will you do after you become senator? What is it that you want to do that you cannot do as a representative that you will be able to do as a senator? If you can answer the questions, wholeheartedly go ahead and vote for these people. It is very important for you. Listen, those of us in America, no matter what happens, I'll go do my one-way job, I'll get money. Most of you, your voice is coming in here. Your voice is coming in here. Your voice is coming in. Okay, so most of you, I just tell people, I say, look, if I don't have money, no matter what happens, I'll get money to eat. And I will have a spare amount to be able to send to somebody in Africa. All of you in Grand Gedeans, in other parts of Liberia that you are listening to me, you don't have that opportunity. You don't have jobs. Some of you to even get $10 US in a month is difficult. There's an old lady when I go to Liberia, I usually try to help. This old lady, she got children. I think she got 3 or 4 children. This woman. And this woman is actually in need. So when she come like that, oh, our pa here. So I feel good to give her something because she cannot even get $100 Liberian dollars a day or a month. She's not working and it's tough on her. Not only her, most of you struggle and struggle. You just to buy dry rest for you and your children. So the only thing that you get to make yourself important, it is your vote. The only thing that you can depend on, that you can say, yes, I got power to, it is your vote. And that's the reason why they come to you to ask for your vote. Because that's the only thing that you have that they want. You don't have money. They're not coming to you to beg you for money. They don't need money from you. Some of you, you're not getting no talent. You don't know computer. You're not able to teach. You're not able to do anything. You don't know anything. You don't have any skills. So they're not coming for all of those things. They don't care about those things because you don't have them. But the one thing that you have, the one thing that they want to exploit, the one thing they want you to give them, and it's that power that you have to make them what they want to be. And then you give it to people who don't mean well for your country. You are to be blamed for the mess in the country because you use your power wrongly. You cast your vote wrongly. You gave your power to people who do not mean anything to the country. You use your power uselessly. It doesn't have any impact. You use your power the way you don't make any impact. And this time around, that's why I'm your son. If I can come to you and ask you to put your support behind Tiawan Gongloe, I didn't bring another crime man. If you another crime man say, oh yeah, man, I brother, that why you say they must vote for him. I bring in somebody from different place. Before I even suggest that person to you, I've already evaluated that person. That guy, that gentleman, myself, we work on project together. That man is a man who got principles. So when he say, my man, I will do this, he's not going to make plow with you. He's not going to scream at you, but he's a quiet but unconsuming and unassuming. He will take his decision the way he wants that decision to go that will benefit somebody or that will bring glory to his name. So now other people, they feel like they can do anything and go with it because nobody's going to do anything to them. Let me tell you something. I'm going to gossip right now with Grand Gedeans. If you are Grand Gedean, I'm going to gossip right now. If you are Nimbayans listening to me, please don't take the gossip. I'm going to gossip right now with Grand Gedeans. I want you to think about it very seriously. Anybody become president of Liberia, they have nothing to prove to Grand Gedeans. They have nothing to prove to Grand Gedeans. George Weah, Enebasa man, Loma man, Cllr man, Crable man, Pele man, all of these tribes, when they become president in Liberia, they have nothing to prove to Grand Gedeans. But when a Nima man become president of Liberia, I can bet that you from Grand Gedeans, you will benefit. Because the Nima man, I'm gossiping now. I'm gossiping now. I don't want you to tell anybody this. This is a gossip. A Nima man becomes president in Liberia. His objective is to convince Grand Gedeans that he means well for them. He will listen to Grand Gedeans even more than Nima County. Don't take the gossip somewhere. This gossip, I've been keeping the gossip, I got to tell you. If Nima man becomes president in Liberia, maybe the Nima County post will not even enjoy him. Because he will not want to show it to the people. But the first thing that he want to do, the great things he want to do, he will not care the project in Nima because people, oh, that Nima man, about he care all the project in Nima. He will not want to do that. He wants to convince Grand Gedeans. This road that you people, that we all have been suffering for, the person that will fix that road is Tiawan Gongloe. Period. The things that man has told me, he tells me with passion. Grand Gedeans, take the gossip and put it to your secret place. And if you are Nima man listening to me today, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for letting the gossip out. The thing that man has told me, the resolve he got to make sure that Grand Gedeans, look, the main objective is to make sure that do something. Let me give you an example of those of you who can forget quick. How many scholarship students Samuel Doe had in Grand Gedeans? How many of you were scholarship students? Very few. Some of you not even return. Those of you who were on Samuel Doe scholarship, you not even return. According to the record, Samuel Doe had almost 300 scholarships from Nima County. Not only in Liberia, but overseas. 300. You know why? Because Doe was trying to convince the Nima people that he wants to do something so they can know that he loved them. If Nima men become president, I can guarantee you that the attention that will be given to Grand Gedeans will be more than attention that anybody in Liberia can be president. If Bassa man be president, he ain't got nothing to convince Grand Gedeans. He ain't got nothing to convince Grand Gedeans. If Lofa man become president, he ain't got nothing to convince Grand Gedeans. You see the crew man become president, he ain't got nothing to convince you. He care about you. He still feel that you still love him, you still be behind him. But the day a Nima man like Tiawan Gongloe becomes president of Liberia, I can guarantee you the benefit, the attention that will be given to Grand Gedeans will be more than the benefit and attention that will be given to Nima, where he come from. Keep that gossip for me. And put it somewhere where you got secret, because one day I will come back again and tell you, do you remember, Grand Gedeans, I told you this? And some of us will not clr. The moment Councillor Gongloe is president, we will not rest to remind him about his promise. I, Gibson Jerry, will not rest to remind him about a promise. This is why he tells us what he wants to do. He's telling us, look at all the politicians. None of them telling you exactly what they want to do. It is Tiawan Gongloe who's telling you what he wants to do. He's telling you, I will do this. I will do this. So you can hold him responsible if he doesn't do it. The other politicians say, oh, we'll try our best. We'll transform the country. We'll make the country better. How? Tiawan Gongloe is the one that picking specific things. When he's telling you about education, you tell you, this is what I will do about education. When he tell you about agriculture, he tell you, this is what I will do about agriculture. When he tell you about company and concession agreements, he tell you, this is what I will do about concession agreement. He's telling you what he will do, not like the other politicians. They just tell you, oh, we'll make the country better. Oh, we'll make Liberia will be glorious again. Okay, how? Thank you very much. We're not taking any calls tonight. And I will stop here. Tomorrow we are hosting Representative Chersia Grant. Please tell your people, anybody, tell them to come closer. The questions you have to ask, you will have the chance to ask it tomorrow. And Honorable Chersia Grant, Alex Chersia Grant will be able to respond to your question. I'm too busy today. I cannot go my 2 full hours. So I'm not even quite 1 hour yet. It's just 6 minutes before it becomes 1 hour. But But I told AB today I will not be able to broadcast for 1 hour today. I will not be able to do it for 2 hours, sorry. So we'll stop here. We want to say thank you. We're not taking calls tonight. We'll take calls tomorrow when Honorable Chersia Grant is on our platform tomorrow. He will be live on Flash FM. Those of you who are in Grand Gedeans, you wanted to ask Chersia Grant some questions. You wanted to listen to him, to talk to you. You want to know why he want to be a senator. You want to know why has he done, and everything that you want, his controversy beyond everything. Tomorrow he will address the question. I will ask this question tomorrow, and he will address the question. And you will ask the question tomorrow. So join me tomorrow as we talk to Honorable Chersia Grant, representative for District Number 3, Boston District, and in Grand Gedeans County. Thank you very much, and God bless. And bye-bye for now. You don't hear my voice, I'm gone. Thank you for always being there. I trust you. I love you. You're my brothers, and I'm my sisters, and my mothers and fathers. God bless.